seasons lost. In Austin, I stalled, paused, my eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? Once rejected paradise, crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving in grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, shit is what you can see.
Boom, yes it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Monday, the 24th. And is that right? Yeah, Monday the 24th of March. This month has flown by. Sorry I had missed you guys Thursday, Friday, but one of my very good friends passed away, had a stroke in his sleep Thursday morning. And so it kind of threw me back a little bit, so I apologize for not having the show this Thursday and Friday, but it was it was a shock, and it was a hard thing, and so just trying to deal with that. My mind wasn't right, and didn't even really. March Madness is going on, which is one of my favorite times of the year. Didn't even do a bracket. Well, I did one, but it was just whatever. I was just messed up in the head, and just still trying to wrap my head around what happened. So, want to give condolences to my guy Paul Michael's family, and for all of our friends who did not know about it. He had passed away, and they're having a celebration for him on his birthday on April 11th, which happened to be his birthday. So, which is 3 weeks from now. So, but anyway, that's why we hadn't been on. And like I said, I apologize for doing that. But I mean, if you can't do the job right, and it's not going to be the way that meeting my expectations and the expectations that I know that you guys have set for me, it wasn't worth doing. So. But on a brighter note, the Thunder took care of business last night, 103-101 over the Clippers without Chet. Once again, without J-Dub. Chet didn't play because whatever, he's still doing his rest. I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but and J-Dub, of course, is still hurt. But the fact that we're winning without him is a testament to Sam Presti, what he's done as far as developing his team, Dagnall as far as what he's doing coaching-wise, and then just our team overall. But, we did have SGA, we did have Kaysen, we did have iHeart, we did have Wiggins, we did have J. Will, we did have Dort. So it ended up being okay. So here's the score and all the details. Thunder, like I said, I don't know why is this all messed up here? That's weird. It doesn't do that on my after the storm. Once you put it in, it comes in perfectly. Anyway, that's kind of weird. The Thunder 103-101 over the Clippers, 59-12. The Clippers are now 40-31. The Clippers were 8 for 26 from the field, from three, shooting 43% from the field. The Thunder were 12 of 35, shooting 40% overall for the game. And I thought what was weird is, when you look at the Thunder and what we're doing, this was our 10th consecutive road win, which breaks the Oklahoma City all-time record for most road wins in a row. And you just got to love what the Thunder are doing. We've lost 7 games on the road, 5 at home, 7 on the road. We talked about the other day what we are against the East. What are we, 26-1 or 25-1 against the East? And what we're just doing is just crazy. But it all starts on the defensive end and what we're doing defensively, which, of course, last night at the end of the game, which we'll talk about, what he did by having SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Dort, and iHeart. They shut down the Clippers, and the Clippers there was no answers for what the Thunder did to them. We shot 40% from the field, 48 rebounds to 42. They out-rebounded us by 6. And then, of course, Pips points in the paint. it was tied 44-44. They had 14 turnovers to our 9. And then, of course, we outscored their bench 31-28. And then when you look at the game stats, the overall stats of what happened, which, when you look at SGA, 7 for 29 and we won. 7 for 29 and we won. But, of course, this is against the Clippers, and he normally murders the Clippers every time he sees them. But they were beating the crap out of him last night, and you hear all these fans screaming, stuff about him being a foul merchant and all that, which is just pathetic. The fact is, we're the number one driving team in the league. He drives more than anybody else taking drives to the basket, so he's going to get fouled more. And they were just beating the crap out of him. And the whole thing is this: if you're going to let me beat you up, I'm going to beat you up. If the referee is going to let me foul you, I'm going to foul you. Just like you were going to foul somebody. I mean, if you're going to let me be physical, I'm going to be physical. Ihart last night, 14 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double for him. I thought he played really good. SGA, like I said, 37 minutes, 7 for 29. 7 for 29. 1 for 7 for 3, and he took a horrible 3 last night with a minute something to go. Then, of course, makes up for it on the defensive end by getting his hand on the ball that goes off of Zubac, and which gave us the ball back and which really sealed the game. He could have cost us the game right there shooting a 3. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Off balance, floating to the left. I still don't know what the hell he was doing. But he made up for it. 1 for 7 for 3, 11 for 11 from the line, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, huge block that he had. Huge block against the Norman Powell that he had at the end of the game as well. 26 points. Alex Caruso, solid game, 14 points. 5 for 11, 2 for 7. He had a couple of huge threes and kind of one really, really, really big 3 at the end of the game to really kind of separate a little bit, but then he got a steal and then, of course, made 1 of 2 free throws. Kaysen made 1 of 2 free throws, and SGA had to make both of his to really put us up 3, and then the defensive pressure, and then, of course, the great foul by Caruso last night. I don't know if you guys watched the game, but he fouled Kawhi with .06 seconds to go on the shot clock or whatever, and they had to make the free throw. Then they had to miss the second one on purpose, get the ball back, and it was just an impossibility almost for them to actually get the rebound and do what they needed to do. But the Thunder closed it out, got the W. Oh, hey, Kevin Wynn, what's up? Who do I got as my MVP this season? The same guy I had last year as the MVP, Kevin? SGA. That's who I have as the MVP this year and last year. Lou Dort last night, 10 points. I thought Lou did good. I like him shooting no more than 6 times a game. Kaysen Wallace, 8 points. Kaysen played pretty good overall. Make some free throws. Make some layups, brother. And then after that, J Will played great. K. Rich played good. Joe did not play good. And Wiggins did not play that great. Even though he made some big shots, his numbers don't really tell to me the way he played. So what I'm going to say is this. We do have the MVP, Kevin. And like I said before many times, I believe had he played against the Celtics and against the Pacers and against the 76ers last year when nobody saw us play, and all 4 of those games were on ESPN, and he only played against the Knicks. He made that last second shot, and he didn't play those other 3 games. I believe had he played those 3 games, he would have been the MVP last year because nobody knew who he was. And now this year, I think he just pretty much walked away with it. So that's my views on it, Kevin, as SGA being the MVP, same guy I had as last year. So now that being said, the Thunder, I thought, diagnosed starting the second quarter. And, right now, we're going to go over here in a little while. When you look at the second quarter, and since J-Dub's been out, we're now the number 1 scoring team in the second quarter. And a lot of it has to do with him starting Chet and Ihart and how that double big lineup has really made a huge difference in the second quarter and in the fourth quarters. And so now Chet did not play last night. So now you've got SGA with about 5 or 6 minutes to go when you bring in that defensive lineup with him and Kaysen and Caruso and K-Rich and Ihart, or do you take Ihart out, J. Will? And then you got that group closing out the first quarter. Then you have the second quarter, and he started Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Caruso, K-Rich, and Ihart. And they just went on a 15-0 run to start the second quarter. Made all the difference. Cut out that 10-point lead right from the very beginning. I did not like the first quarter because he was playing different. You could just see the dysfunction our team had in the first quarter. It didn't look like we were playing together as a group. And then that second quarter we came in, bam, hit them in the mouth, and then it was over with. It was over with. And of course we ended up being 57-51 at half. And this is what's crazy. I'm so tired of people talking about us being the youngest team in the league. I'm wore out with that. This is my 300 something show. I've been covering the Thunder. And I can tell you this. This is who our team is. X the young stuff. Now, we're young in age only. We're young in age as far as playoff experience because I think what we wanted 2 years ago, myself, Mark Long, the commander, Randy Wright, we wanted the Thunder to play in the playoffs 2 years ago to give us experience going into it last year so that we'd be ready. But anyway, we ended up not doing that. We played last year, and then this year it's going to be our second year in. And let's face it, last year, big lights, no Wiggins, no Chet, no J-Dub, no Dort played good, no K. Rich, no J. Will. None of them were anywhere to be found. Okay? Which cost us. So this year, you got all those guys coming back. Because remember, guys, you have a 5-year window that you can keep your team together and you can really do something. The Thunder are in year 2 of the 5-year window. Or you can say year 1 if you want to count Caruso and Ihart as year 1. So we'll go ahead, just because we're Thunder people, we'll go ahead and say, okay, this is year 1 of a 5-year window. Where you have SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Dort, Wiggins, Caruso, Ihart, and Joe. So you have those 8. But really you have SGA, you have J-Dub, you have Dort, you have Chet, and you have Ihart. Then you have Cakeson and Caruso. So that's who you have next in that lineup, okay? So when you look at what we're doing there, that makes all the difference as far as what our team can be. Okay, Burgess says year 2. I agree, kind of year 2. That's kind of how I look at second year of having Chet. But, I love what our team is doing. I love what we are. And by the addition of Sam Presti adding Ihart, because we all know the biggest issue we had last year was inside presence, number 1. And then you bring Caruso to improve our exterior three-point perimeter defense. Those were 3 things because remember, for those of you who have been watching my show know what I said. 3 years ago I said, listen, here are our 3 issues. We need to improve perimeter defense. We need to improve our outside shooting. And we need to improve our interior defense. So we improved the outside shooting, we improved our perimeter defense, and we improved what we are in the paint. Because we went from 29th to 30th of giving up free throws, or giving up offensive rebounds, to 23rd, which is where we are now. That's 7 whole points. 7 teams we jumped, 7 places. So we are doing the things that we need to do when it comes to that. So Sam Presti did a great job of adding Ihart and Caruso, and then, of course, Josh Giddey played great the other night against the Lakers, or last night against the Lakers. So those are the things that the Thunder have done to get better. So, Burgess, we are in year 2. I was just trying to be generous and say year 1, but we are in year 2 of our run. What you've got is you've got the MVP, and then you've got a bunch of guys who are great at making plays, not playmakers. There's a difference. They're great at making plays. Now, the difference is playmakers is what SGA does. He creates opportunities for other people to score and to make plays, to make plays. That's what he does. Guys who make plays are guys who catch the ball, shoot the 3 in transit, or shoot the ball, catch and shoot 3s. They go to the layup and cut. By the way, how many cuts did we have to the basket last night? Backdoor looks. So those are things that we have. We've only got one playmaker. Guys who can actually, when the game is on the line, he needs to make a play for himself or others. We've got one. Most teams only have one. Burgess says the reason why he feels year 2 is due to the addition of Caruso and Hart was a necessary offseason adjustment for the championship tier team. Right, that's what I said, Burgess. I agree. By adding those 2, we improved on the things that we need to improve in. Because last year was strictly interior defense killed us. Chet was not big and strong enough yet to handle it. We just got the crap beat out of us inside. So Ihart did that. Then I did not see the addition of Caruso. I knew we were going to get rid of Josh, but I did not see the impact of what Caruso did as far as our perimeter defense was already good last year. But now it's just ridiculous. So you can't score on the inside because points in the paint, pips, as I talked about earlier, we lead the league. We're number one in that. So we'll go through our list. In fact, let's just pull it up now since we're talking about it, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's just pull it up now so you can see what I'm talking about. Here are our stats defensively, which is why this is year 2, but the fact that we have this window, okay? You have the 5-year window like I talked about in order to win games, in order to win championships, because teams are going to get old. Now remember, being the youngest team to me is an advantage. Why? Because you recover quicker from injury, number one. Number two, your legs are fresher. So you can go harder, and it was every other night or whatever playing is not going to affect you as much as it would a LeBron or a Luka or somebody like that. SGA is younger, so it's going to matter. So it's going to help. I think SGA and Luka, are they about the same age? I think they're the same age. Anyway, this is why we are in year 2. This is what Sam Presti did. We're number 1 in points allowed, 106.9. We're number 1 in field goal percentage as far as what? Stopping the other team from scoring. But we're number 6 as far as ourselves, which means we can't score. We're 4th overall in scoring. So we're 4th, top 5 in offensive points scored, and we're number 2 in points given up, which is, look at that, 13, remember it's 12.7, so we're at 12.9, I guess is what it is as far as the difference in what we score and what we give up. We're number 1 in three-point percentage, 34%. We're number 1 in free throw percentage, which means you got to make free throws to win games, which we didn't do last night. SGA closed out the game, but we went 2 for 4. You make 2 of those free throws, then you're up 5, the game's over with, and we don't have to worry about Kawhi trying to make a shot. Then in assists, we're 5th, 24.5, which means we only allow the other opposing team to have 24 assists a game. That's not that many points. What is that, 50 points? That's what that basically comes out to, 49 points a game. Steals, pips, points in the paint, like I talked about. Number 1, as far as people scoring in the paint. Steals, we're number 1 in taking the ball away from teams. We're number 1 in teams taking the ball away from us as far as steals. We're 4th in blocks as far as protecting the rim or blocking threes. We're number 1 in turnovers, which means we're taking care of the ball. We're only averaging, what did we have last night, 9? We only have an average 11.6 turnovers a game. But that being said, we turn the opposing team over 17 times a game. And when you're crazy, you look at that, of the 17 steals or 17 turnovers a game, 10 of them are steals. Now, as I talked about, inside presence, what Isaiah Hartenstein has brought to us, offensive rebound stats, we're at 23rd now. 23rd. We were 30th. Then since J-Dub's been out, we've jumped all the way to number 1 as far as second quarter scoring, 30.3. And then in the fourth quarter, we're 3rd as far as giving up points. These are the reasons why the Thunder are sitting at the top of the Western Conference and at the top of the NBA, a 2-game lead over the Cavaliers for the best record and the home court advantage throughout the playoffs. Those stats right there I just gave you. Defense travels. Now, when you look at the 5-year window I'm talking about, your 5-year window includes SGA, because he ain't going nowhere, J-Dub, Chet, Ihart, who you just signed for 2 more years. You got him for 3 years, so you got him 2 more after this. Caruso, you signed him, you got him 2 more. You still have Dort for another year or 2. Then you have Kaysen, who is a rookie, a 2nd year, so you have him for 2 more years. You see what I'm saying, guys? So that's the reason why you're sitting where you're sitting. Then, of course, we had just signed Wiggins, so you've got him 2 to 3 more years. So you have a 2-year window after this, which would be year 4, according to Burgess, that you have a chance to win a chip. And everybody talks about how young we are. Well, I've been doing this for 4 years, 3.5 years. And I'm going to tell you, it started 4 years ago when Josh and SGA figured it out. Once they figured it out, you had him, you had Josh, you had Dort, you had Wiggins. That's the group that has, and K-Rich. And that group has traveled. It's been here the whole time. And this is our recipe. We played great defense, SGA closed the door. That's what we've done. Play great defense at the end of games and close the door. What did we do last night? Play great defense. SGA hit 2 free throws to close the door. That has been the recipe. So all that youth nonsense, I'm tired of it. Now, granted, last year those guys didn't show up, but a lot of that was coaching as well. Knowing who to play, what to do. A lot of that was him as well. He's got to figure that out, and he hopefully this year he does. Because it's lineups. He's got to quit being a minutes manager. He's got to understand I can't sit SGA the whole time. I got to play SGA. I don't give a shit how tired he is. He got to play. Got to play him. He's 26. He's going to recover faster. And with technology and everything we have now, there's no reason why that shouldn't happen. So, that being said, excuse me, apologize for that. That being said, the Thunder have this 5-year window, which we're in year 2. We're locked up on everybody for 2 more years, possibly 3. And if you think Sam Presti, with all the draft picks we got, can't come and add somebody like we all wanted Cam Johnson. But remember, we still have Topic coming back next year. So that's going to add to what the Thunder now, because now you have a second guy that's a ball handler in that second group, which we don't have right now. Even though we're averaging 30 points a game, you still don't have a ball handler to come out and hurt. That was A.J. Mitchell. And A.J. Mitchell is now hurt, so now you don't really have you don't have a ball handler to start that second and fourth quarter when SJ is on the bench. Because it ain't J-Dub, it ain't Caruso, it's not Isaiah Joe, and it's not Wiggins. It's not Dort. It's not K-Rich. They have to do it by committee, taking turns bringing the ball up the court. Whoever has the worst defender on them is the one that has to bring the ball up the court. But you still have these instances where you don't have anybody who can make a play one-on-one when the clock is running down. You don't have that. So you have to score within the framework of the offense as far as moving the ball and scoring and cutting and let iHeart make great passes. The Thunder have the recipe and have the opportunity to make plays and to win games. They have the opportunity over the next 3 to 4 years to win a couple chips. So the reason why I'm saying that is because I want to put the Stephen A. Smith stuff to what he said about Sam Presti to bed. I'm over that. I don't think Sam Presti wants us relevant. I think he wants to bring a chip here to Oklahoma City, because what does that do? That seals his... I think that seals him as the top GM in the league. Definitely one of the top front office guys in the league already. That's top 5. That's not even up for discussion. But I think that cements him because, bam, you built this team twice. The first team, KD, James Harden, Westbrook, Ibaka, and Steven Adams. But those 3, 4 especially. You built that team first. Then you've come back now. You got SGA, J-Dub, Chet. And if you want to go ahead and throw in Kaysen and Dort and iHeart and Caruso, you can do that. But let's face it, it's SGA, Chet, and J-Dub. Just like you had KD, James Harden, and Westbrook. And you notice I put them in the orders that I thought was the best players. KD, James Harden, Westbrook, SGA, Chet, J-Dub. Put them in the order they belong. Because I think that's where we are as a team. Because this is one thing that's undeniable. You can win without everybody on that I just said except SGA. You can win without Chet. We've won without Chet. J-Dub's hurt. We're winning without J-Dub. Kaysen was hurt. We won without Kaysen. Dort was out. Won without Dort. iHeart was out, one without iHeart. Wiggins was out, one without Wiggins. We won without everybody except one guy, the MVP, which I think he should have been the 2-time MVP. So our team is set. You've got a playmaker, and you've got guys who can make plays. You've got a guy who is going to be, when he wants to score and he's scoring 2 or 3 times in a row, you can just see our whole team just does this. They relax. And when they do, our team just goes through the roof. Every single time. Because now all of a sudden, there's no pressure on anybody to make a play. Now, what teams are going to do is take SGA out. And what's got to happen, like last night, they double team, he passed the ball, and Dort makes a great drive on baseline and kicks it to Caruso, makes a three. We're going to have to make shots. And as I said before, if SGA's rolling and Dort is making threes, Case is making threes, Chet's making threes, J-Dub's making threes, Caruso's making threes, Wiggins is making threes, J. Will's making threes when he gets in the game, K. Rich whenever he plays, very rarely either one of those playing, we are going to be tough to beat. We are going to be tough to beat. But like I said, it's about lineups and what he's going to do. You can't play 11, 12 guys in the playoffs. If you do, we're not going to win. We're not. And as I said, you have SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Caruso, Dort, Ihart, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins are your 8. Joe is your 9th. Then let's see what happens with K. Rich or J. Will when we need him for 10. But you got your 9. That's who you're playing if you want to win a chip. Those guys all got to go 30-something minutes. They all do. But playing J-Dub as many minutes as SGA is a no. You're not going to win doing that. He's not SGA. He's J-Dub. And if you try to make him that and you're still trying to develop him, we are not. This 5-year window is going to go right on by. Pew, gone. Oh, my God, Nathan Taylor. What's up, brother? How you doing, big dog? I just looked over and saw you.
How are you?
Good, good. What are your thought process on what I was saying?
I didn't catch the first part. I did talking about the minutes again.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I mean, I don't know where you came in at.
I did like maybe 30 seconds ago.
Okay. I was just talking about our 5-year window and what we have, and then going into the playoffs, how you've got to play 9. You can't play 11, and there's games you can play, 10 because of the, foul trouble or something like that, but you can't be playing 11 guys in the playoffs if you're trying to win.
Yeah, how many – I know it's because of injury, but how many guys played last night? Like 9, right?
Let me see. Let me pull that up. I don't remember.
I think it was 9 because I remember thinking, well, you know what? And again, I know it was because of injury, but at least he didn't put like Dylan Jones and
we played like 5. We played 9.
Yeah, so
last
night was perfect.
Yeah, we played SGA, Caruso, Dort, Wallace, and Ihart to start, and then came off the bench with J. Will, K. Rich, Isaiah Joe, and Wiggins. No Flagler, no Jones, no Carlson.
Yeah. So you take Chet and J-Dub and insert them in that lineup and take 2 out, and there's your 9.
Right.
And if, like I said, injury or matchups, or whatever, you plug in. My first 2 off the board are going to be J. Will and Isaiah Joe. But, and I say that, and those guys last night Joe didn't play very well, but the other, last 10 games or so, Isaiah Joe and J. Will have been playing great.
J. Will, yeah, agreed.
But, to me, you got to put Chet and Ihart in front of him. You have to.
Well, I'm going to say this. Last night, I'm sitting there screaming in my notes about Isaiah Joe. If he's not making shots, he's got to come out. And then he missed he missed 2 in a row. He took him out. It's like, dude, he's a defensive liability. And I hear guys and they're talking about, Isaiah Joe and his defense. I go, you don't watch us play, bro.
No,
you don't watch us play.
You got to give him this. Okay, he is not a good defender. And he is a defensive liability.
100%.
He hustles.
100%. No, it's not that. That's not my point. It doesn't matter how hard you try.
No, I'm just saying at least he tries.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He has. If he don't try, he don't play.
That's right.
That's the Thunder.
That's right.
If you don't play hard on defense, you ain't playing. Mm-hmm. But I was gonna say this. I just thought Sestia to go 7 for 29.
Oh my God, dude, he played horrible last night.
And and Wiggins did, and we talked about this on the show last night, Nathan, how Wiggins did, and even John Warren said Wiggins did come up and he played good last night.
He did. He
did play good last night.
Kaysen had a couple minutes, couple drives, couple shots that were kind of like, okay, all right. But overall, I thought he played pretty well.
Yeah, Kaysen, he missed 4 layups. That he missed a dunk and 3 other layups. Dude, you got to make your layups. He didn't even come close on him.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to make your layups, bro. If you're going to attack the basket, you got to finish. But SGA missed an easy layup last night. I was like, what is going on?
Well, he missed a ton of mid-rangers, too.
Yeah, but I think he was stressing so hard. He's still pissed that they traded him. And let's face it, Nathan. If I'm him, I'm mad, too. I'm going from L.A. to Oklahoma City.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even think about that until you said it. So
Yeah.
that makes
He's
sense.
still mad. He kills the Clippers every time he sees them. He does, except last night. But he was just
Yeah.
pushing so hard. First time playing into a dome and all, second time or whatever. But
Well, it's the same thing as but I mean, if Chet plays, that game's not close in my
yeah,
opinion.
last night everybody was griping last night because Chet needed to play last night. I'm talking about on After the Storm, the show after the game last night. People were griping because Chet didn't play. I'm like, well, they're resting Chet. So here's our deal with our MVP guy, and Nathan. I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, SGA stats: 64 consecutive 20-point games, which he broke.
Durant.
He tied Kevin
Durant.
Durant, the Oklahoma City record.
Mm-hmm.
If to break it, I had messed this up last night. It's 64, not 62. He would have to play. He could break it against the Lakers. Do you play him? What do you do in the last part of the season?
SGA?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you're going for number one seed overall.
Now remember, we right now the number one. We're 2-game lead. We have a 2-game lead right now.
2-game lead, yeah, but we're not there yet. We got a tough schedule left.
We have a tough schedule.
And to me, you play him against the Lakers because to me you play everybody against the Lakers. Even if J-Dub's hurt, whatever, if he's not, and they're just kind of babying him, put him back in the game. Chet, because you want, and it could backfire, but you want to assert dominance against the Lakers, so you can show them like, hey, we're here, like we're a team. It's like if you do play them in the playoffs, that the young guys on the team say, hey, we can beat this team. I think it's more important for us than it is for them. But,
yes. Yes.
So the young guys, they get scared, they get in the playoffs. But if you beat this team already in a playoff-like atmosphere,
which those games are going to be,
yeah, it gives you more confidence.
Yeah, I'm putting this up. I'm doing the graphics. We did this last night on the show on After the Storm. We broke down. I did, our last 10 games on both deals. I'm doing that right now
How many games are we into your 10 right now? Are we 7?
We have 11 games left.
Oh dang, dude! I didn't realize that. Holy crap!
Yeah, all right. Here are. Let me break this up.
I want you. I think Presti's going to do the same thing, and Dagnall probably too. I want him to get the best record in the history of the club, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, where we're at now is we have one game left against the Kings tomorrow.
What about Seattle? I mean, does Seattle count when we're talking about
that? At franchise, yes.
Okay.
But no, we don't count it because it's Oklahoma City.
Do you know what their record was? The best record they ever had was?
It's not even close to where we're at. I can promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
That one year they won like 67 games or something.
No, I don't think they did that. Not back then.
Okay.
I don't. Even when they won it in 70, whatever that was, with downtown Freddie Brown and Dennis Johnson and all them, I don't think they won 67 games.
Let's see. I'm gonna look this up.
You might look it up, but I don't know if they did.
I thought it was, man. To be honest with you, 64. Yeah,
okay, 64.
95, 96.
Okay, that's with Gary Payton when they went to the finals and they got beat by the Bulls. Yeah, they got beat by the Bulls. Here's our last 11 games. Tomorrow night against the Kings. Then we have the Grizzlies, the Pacers, the Bulls, and the Pistons at home.
Pistons. I said it the last.
The Grizzlies, the Pacers, the Bulls, and the Pistons at home.
You got to win all those.
Got to win all those. Then we go to the Rockets, which is huge.
That's going to be a good game, man.
In Houston.
That's going to be a good one.
Yes, in Houston. Then we have the Lakers back-to-back Sunday, Tuesday.
At their place?
At home.
At home, okay, yeah.
So, but like this, of our last 11 games, we have 7 at home.
Oh, that's great, dude. That's a great way to finish the season.
Yeah, our home games are the Grizzlies, the Pacers, the Bulls, the Pistons, the Lakers twice, and the Suns.
You got to at least beat the Lakers once.
You got to go 6-1, if not 7-0.
Yep.
But it's doable, because we got the Grizzlies. They're going to want us. Okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing, dude. I don't know if the Grizzlies can beat them. Like, I just don't know. I mean,
the Grizzlies
yes, they can, but
the Grizzlies,
yeah,
they can beat us.
Well,
they can.
I mean,
if Ja gets hot and they making threes, anybody can beat anybody.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, will they?
I hope not.
Like they can, but will they? I don't think they will. Do I see it? All the teams that we could meet in the playoffs, I'm probably least scared of the Grizzlies. To be honest with you.
Right. Yeah, because I was sitting there looking at the thing. It's like the 25th. We play the Kings. What is
Well, here's
tomorrow?
why.
Tuesday?
We
What's
match
tomorrow?
up.
Tuesday? So we play the Grizzlies Thursday, and
Yeah,
then we play the Pacers Saturday.
we match up really good against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, we do. And our defense is just, I went that over, dude. I mean, Nathan, our defense,
How do you like
bro.
that starting lineup last night?
I liked it.
Kaysen, Caruso, and Dort.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
guess what he ended the game with?
Same lineup,
Yep.
right? Yep.
SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Dort, and Ihart.
So, say for instance, you're playing. Let's see, Memphis. Who's Memphis' big guy?
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay.
And
so
also
say,
the other big kid, what's his name?
they got that goofy kid
from Purdue.
Purdue, don't they?
Yeah, but he don't really play at the
Isn't
end.
isn't that Drew's boys? Didn't he?
That's who Drew wanted us to draft.
Yeah. No, thanks, man. We had enough co-alders in the world.
That's who he wanted us to draft. I gave him a hard time about that. I got to see him the other day and apologized to him for the comment that I made way back when. So
under the bridge, man.
yeah. Oh, that's what I told him. I said, it's over, bro. But we hadn't spoke since then. So anyway, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit those guys up. They love to take care of you. If you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, hey, those guys would love to come through and make sure you have clean drinking water. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guy up over there at Oak Grove Trucking. They love to make sure that everything is clean and taken care of for you. And we're about to add a new truck too. I'm happy for my guy. Then of course YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
Yes, they are. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into one of their 5 locations. The main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from Historic, downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. That way you can see Nathan. That's where he is. And, of course, YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66th and 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right there in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. And then, of course, YNB Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, man, I tell you this, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Man, that's some pretty good stuff, man. That's some pretty good stuff.
Right,
and this is what they told me, Nathan. Remember, Matt, pick the best for your best. Which means if you're a girl and you're a woman and you got a significant other, hey, go in there, got some great smelling cologne. Go in there and get some of it for your guy. It'd be fantastic. And also, if you're a man and you've got a significant other, hey, they've got some great smelling perfume. Go in there and get it for your girl. You go to the Penn Square Mall location, see my girl Beth in the dealers in the men's department, or the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, Town East Mall in Wichita, or Kansas City. I don't know how many people we got: Kansas City, Little Rock, Lubbock, or Amarillo. But anyway, you can go into those locations and check it all out. So, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the game. Did you get a chance to watch it last night, Nathan?
So I didn't watch it, but I did rewatch it. So,
Okay.
or not rewatch it, but I watched it on when it replayed.
Uh-huh.
I actually didn't. I turned my phone off so I wouldn't know the final score. So, and man, I tell you what, that was a good game, dude.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Great game.
Dude, it was physical. What was it? 7 lead, 5, 7 ties, and 5, 7 lead changes, 5 ties, or something.
It was nine lead changes,
9.
8 ties.
Yeah, something crazy,
like
dude. It was a dogfight. It was a literal dogfight last night.
Yeah, it was.
It was a dogfight.
I was going to see. How would you like to see that lineup with Chet against the Lakers? So, like, because the Lakers aren't as big as they used to be, because without Anthony Davis, you really don't have...
what they are, they're longer around the perimeter.
They are longer.
Yeah, that's what they are. They're longer.
But they're not like, Anthony Davis really could frustrate any lineup. But now, since you don't have a dominant big man, you could probably play Chet at the 5.
Yeah. And it was like last night, the guys on the show were talking about Zubac. I said, Zubac kills us every time he sees us.
Every time.
With Chet, because he's talking with Chet. I'm like, no, I think it was Hotspot talking about Chet. I was like, bro, he beats the crap out of us, whether it's Chet or whether it's Ihart or whatever. He beats the crap out of us. He's underrated.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Hey, I just want to let you know. I know you don't care, but um, I've started playing a new game, watching the Thunder games.
Okay.
How many times Chris Fisher and Michael Cage say push shot?
Right.
I think last night it was 11.
Well, I was talking to a guy the other day, and he called it a push shot. I go, "Have you been listening to Randy?" He goes, "Well, Matt, he's a football player now." And he
Mm-hmm.
goes, "Well, Matt, what he does is he pushes the ball this way so it looks like a push shot." I go, "That's not really what he does, but that's a floater." I said, "A floater, you push your hand up like this. It looks like he's going
Yeah.
forward. You kind of are, but it goes
So
up, not out."
what's the difference between what'd you call it?
Teardrop.
Teardrop and a floater.
A teardrop is off one leg, a floater's off two. The
Oh,
easiest way
okay.
to, this is what I tell people and all my kids how they understand it. Chris Paul always shot teardrops because he always went off one leg and went up. Always off one leg. So that's a
Okay.
teardrop because the ball goes up and comes down, kind of like a teardrop, up and down.
Right.
Whereas a
Right. I
floater
thought it
was
was because they make the big man cry.
that too. And then a floater is what Tony Parker always did. He always
Yeah.
caught it and he went off 2 feet and it's almost like a push shot, but it's called a floater.
Okay. I never knew the difference, to be honest with you.
That's the
Good knowledge.
difference. That's the difference between the
Okay.
two. And it's so funny is when you listen to NCAA basketball, not once do they call it a push shot. Not one time. Not one time. Floater, 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 because that's what it is. But that's the difference between people who are knowledgeable about the basketball, who are very professional and understand sports, versus somebody who doesn't. That's what that does. I mean, that's all it is. You can hear them, every single one of them, because it's Grant Hill and those guys. They understand what the hell a shot is and what one isn't. So yeah, that's frustrating to me, especially as a guy who knows how to do, who's done both. I had a left hand floater and a right hand floater. I had a left hand teardrop and a right hand teardrop. So
Interesting.
I had them both because I was able to use both hands. Any of my players, I make sure they
Harden's
use
really
each.
good at those.
Yes, all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And he's good at drawing fouls, which the Thunder were
Oh, my
fantastic
God, I know.
overall, except for Dort. Dude,
Oh,
why are
dude,
you
quit fouling
reaching
a
on a
three-pointer.
3-point shot?
Yeah,
Fortunately,
I
he
know.
missed the first free throw.
Yeah, I know exactly the play you're talking
It's
about.
like, dude. But Nathan, when I started going back and looking and wondering why the hell Dort has not been All NBA, that's why.
That's why. Stupid foul.
Stupid fouls.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's not there. Because
But you know
there's
what?
no way
Here's
he's
the
not one
thing.
of the best defensive players in the top 15 players. No way. He's not.
I think he kind of suffers from Russell Westbrook syndrome, to be honest with you.
Not smart?
He just never knows when to turn it down. You know what I mean? Like, he's just 110% all the time, and he's so aggressive sometimes, he just fouls in stupid positions.
Yeah. Well, but a reach is something you know better than.
But he's thinking, man, I'm going to shut this guy down. I'm going to get the steal. That's what he's thinking.
Yeah, and they both Arizona State guys.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do. But Nathan, it's like the shot clock is like, and I said on the show last night, I can't beat him up about the lateness of the foul because there's no way you're looking down and looking above the clock to see what the hell the shot clock's doing.
No,
you're not doing that. Okay,
every time
you take your eyes off his chest, your history.
Yes.
You take his eyes off your chest, his history. Now, for me, I always looked at their eyes. That's how I could tell what you're going to do. That's what I did because whenever somebody's going to do something, their eyes always got bigger when they got ready to make a decision. So that's how I did it. Huh?
You think SGA does that?
Oh, 100%. Everybody does. Me too. Now you don't know what the hell he's going to do.
No,
but you knew he was going to make a move. Yeah.
Out of everybody, and I'm not just saying this because he's a Thunder player. I mean, this is just what I hear from people being interviewed. Everybody that's interviewed, they say the hardest part of guarding him is you never know what he's going to do because he never does the same thing twice.
Well, what he does is like when I teach my players, Nathan, I teach a play. Okay, we're going to do this. Now, off of this move, you have that move, and off of this move, you have this move and that move, and then off of this move, you have this move, that move, and this move. So one move, there's 2 to 3 or 4 different variations you can make off of the one move because what he does is he makes a move to see what you're going to do. Yes. Okay? Then he goes into the second move. He goes, okay, I'm going to do this, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. And then at the end of the game, he goes, first move, second move, boom, third move, which you're not ready for because you haven't seen. That's what he does.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He has the counter move off the counter move, and what he does is he shows them to you. I want to see what you're going to do because when I need a bucket at the end of a game, I need to know what you're going to do. Do I need to do the hesitation? Do I need to do inside out? Do I need to behind the back? Do I need to be trying to lead step back? What am I going to do? I'm just going to see because this is what I mean, Nathan. If you'll watch it, this is a little information for you people. What he'll do is he does boom, he'll pull up and he'll shoot. Then he does a step back, which means I'll come at you and he'll either go behind his back or between his legs or just cross over, step back. Then he will do that and then he will hesitate and rise up. And it's called a hesitation. So I'm coming towards you. I'm stepping back. I'm raising up like I'm going to shoot it. And I'm going to hesitate because I want to see if you're coming towards me. And if you come towards me, then he goes by you. If you don't, then he shoots. You see what I'm saying? So depending on what you do, I'm going to do these moves. But he usually, it just depends on who's guarding him and what he's done because they're paying attention. But you have to have counters to your move. And every move I teach, you have 3 different variations off of the first move. I teach 3 different variations off of the first move that I'm showing you. You have these 3 things you can do off of that one single move.
Right.
That's how you get open.
Okay.
So that's what he does, which is crazy because it's like, what this, you can just see it's so frustrating to people because they're like, what the hell I got to do? And then he gets into your body, which because when you're physically guarding him, Nathan, and you're physically on him, what he does is then all of a sudden he gets in, and this is what people gripe about. Because your arms are there, and he comes up and he puts his arm over underneath your arm. So when he comes up, what is your arm going to do? When I hit you, I'm going to bump you. And as soon as I bump you, what is your arm going to do? Come down. So that's what he does. He creates the contact to make your arm come down because it's naturally going to do that. And then he goes up. And all the referee sees is his arm coming down. That's all they see.
Right.
Now, is it baiting? Hell yes, it's baiting. Hell yes. Yeah. I'm going to bait you. If I go, like I said, Nathan, when you go to the free throw line, number 1, it gives you rest. Number 2, it gives your team rest. Number 3, it gets you in rhythm to shoot the ball. If you missed a couple shots. That's what going to the free throw line does. It gets you in rhythm to shoot. Because whenever you'll notice, if a guy is struggling and he goes and he shoots 3 to 4 free throws, when he comes back out, all of a sudden he's making shots. Because now he's getting in rhythm and shooting. So that's those are the little tidbits and little bites of information that most people don't have no clue because they're just watching the game. They have no clue of what I'm just talking about right there. They don't even see that. But those are little things that matter. They really do. It's just funny to me because I'm watching, I just laugh. I go, this is ridiculous. But of course he's baiting him. And I'm sorry, why are you mad? Oh, because he's not on your team. Because how mad did we used to get at James Harden, Nathan? Oh my God.
Yeah, but when he was on our team, it was
fine.
Great. Yeah, it was great.
We knew what he was doing, but we were completely okay with it.
Yeah, we're okay with it. It's like Tony Allen or Dylan Brooks or
God, Tony Allen. Oh my God, what a defender he was. Jesus.
Oh my God, he used to frustrate Russell so bad, dude. Oh my gosh. Look, Patrick Beverly, he's another one. Man.
Yeah, he was. And it's just funny. It's guys like that. And Patrick Beverly just still the comment, the quote ever was Russell. I dropped 42 on you tonight. And he goes, on 40 shots? Like, okay. It took you 40 shots to get 42 points. Okay. I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah, that's funny.
You got a point. You got a point for every shot you took. Okay. I'm completely okay with that. That means I played great tonight.
Yeah. Here's the thing about those guys. That's how they stayed in the league, though. Like Tony Allen, he was just a dog, man.
God.
And people like Patrick Beverly, that's how they stayed in the league. That's how they get a paycheck. That's their calling card.
Yeah, he was like that OSU. Oh my God, they hated to see him when he was in Stillwater. Oh God,
gosh, dude.
Dude, I was talking to somebody last night about Kelvin, and yesterday, and the OU guy, and he goes, "Yeah, the OU fans didn't respect Kelvin." And I was like, "How?"
If they didn't, they sure should have.
That's what I said. I go, they didn't. He goes, no, they really didn't respect Kelvin. I'm like, that was back when Kelvin and Eddie, when OU and OSU, we had Eddie Sutton and had Kelvin Sampson. Dude, those teams with OU and OSU, those were brutal games.
See, I don't know if you know this or not, but What year did Kelvin start coaching in Norman? Do you remember?
Early 90s.
Was it early 90s? Was it
Yeah,
that far back?
because,
Okay.
huh?
Was
No,
it
it was
that far
before.
back?
No, it was because I interviewed him on my show. I had a show called Inside High School Sports, and
Okay.
I interviewed Kelvin, and that was 96, 5, somewhere around there.
Okay, so mid to late 90s
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Okay, so I started at OU in 01.
And when did Sherry Cole get there? He got the same time as, not Sherry Cole, but Patty Gasso.
Patty Gasso.
Whenever she got there, they got there. They were there about the same
Oh,
time.
dude, Patty
Because how I
Gasso,
got the
fucking-
interview with Patty is Kelvin hooked me up with Patty when I did my show. He's the one who got me the interview to do Patty Gasso on my show.
talk about a great coach.
Oh boy,
Holy
she
crap,
was good. She was good back then.
She is great.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so he was at Oklahoma from 94 to 06.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're about right.
Yeah.
But so I started at OU. So I was at OU his last 5 years.
Okay.
And so I was 01 through 06. And those teams, oh man.
Yeah.
Those were so fun to watch. I mean, you're talking Hollis Price, Quantus White, Jabari Brown,
Blake.
Aaron McGee, Ebia Raw.
Blake Griffin.
Blake was after him. Blake was 07, 08, wasn't he?
I thought Blake played. I thought the year that Kelvin left, he was going to have Blake. He was going to have Steph Curry. He was going to have the year that he got in trouble. It was going to be Blake, Steph Curry, Scotty Reynolds, and somebody else.
No, I think it was Damian James from Texas.
That's the other one. It was Damian James. It was Blake. It was Blake Griffin, Damian James with Steph Curry and Scotty Reynolds as your guards.
Holy moly, that would have been.
You're going to win the title. You're winning the title.
Yeah.
Steph Curry and Scotty Reynolds with James and Blake. You're winning the title,
Reynolds.
bro.
And he was a good player.
God, he was good.
What about the
because remember that was the year that he got in trouble with the texting. That was that year. He got in trouble with the texting that year, and all of them were going to be in Norman.
Bookout was there, right, Kevin?
Bookout was before that.
Was he before that?
Yeah.
That Bookout was good, man.
He was a big boy.
He was a great player.
Just saw Kevin. Yeah. I saw Kevin at the Wayman Tisdale golf tournament this last summer, whenever it was, last spring, summer, whenever Wayman's tournament is. I saw Kevin. He's not as big as he used to be.
He was a big dude, man.
He's a big boy, man.
Well, do you tell you the big dude was Aaron McGee? You remember Aaron McGee?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, he was a big dude. Wow,
yeah,
that was the year. His senior year was the year that both OU women's and men's went to the Final Four. That was Stacey Dales, right?
That was Stacey Dale.
Yeah,
she was pretty good too.
Man. Wow,
she was pretty good too. She's a pretty good announcer as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty good. But it's just so funny, Nathan. Okay, now speaking of that. The Final Four, which is, my good friend passed away, man, Thursday morning. So that's why we did not do the show Thursday and Friday morning. He passed away that morning and had a stroke in his sleep. And so he passed away. So I did not get a chance to do the show Thursday, Friday. I haven't even watched the NCAA really. I mean, Thursday is, nobody really works. I mean, you watch basketball from 11 o'clock till 12 o'clock at night, 11 a.m. to 12. I mean, you watch it. That's all you do Thursday and Friday. You just watch it all day. So anyway, this Thursday, so I started looking at my bracket because I did one kind of like preliminary, because what I normally do is I do my bracket, and then on Thursday morning, I do my first bracket is just, let me just go through. And then on Thursday morning, I sit down and I go, okay, what do I really like? And that's when I make my real bracket. So when I did my bracket, I went back and I looked at all the teams that I had and what my bracket was, and my bracket is pretty good. I'm pretty good, yeah. I had 14 to 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Had 14 to 16.
That's really good.
Yeah. At 14 to 16.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, man. But so anyway, the bracket's up here on, and I'm looking at it. Nathan, I just don't care. I don't know how to explain it to this year. I just don't. I don't. And normally it's my favorite time. I mean, this is, to me, the March Madness is the number one thing that there is.
Oh, your number one event. Yep. Sure.
It just is.
Yep.
And now, of course, the World Cup for men's is the number one sporting event in the world, 100%. But for America, this is it. And I was talking to somebody who goes, well, the problem is it's just one game. I said, that's why pro football and March Madness are the two most watched American things: the NFL playoffs and March Madness. Hey, you don't get 4 out of 7, 3 out of 5, whatever. You have
Right.
one bad game, you're done. One bad game, you're done. There's no tomorrow. There's no next week. You're one and done. You have one bad game, it's over with. Plain and simple. So that has a lot to do with it. But my bracket, I just pulled this up, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, well, I didn't have that team, and I didn't have that team. But the rest of them, yeah, I had all that other stuff sitting right there. So, but, and of
to
course,
me, the fun one's always to watch. For some reason, the 5-12 matchups, man. The
yeah.
5-12 matchups are always tough.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's so funny is I think they said this year it was something about, what was it? This is the first year that in 16 years or something that seeds 1 through 4 made it through the round of 64.
Wow. That's
like
that's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. That's
Crazy. You know,
That's
because it's
cool,
always
though.
somebody's going to get beat. One of those top 4 seeds shouldn't be there. It's going to get beat. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, so I'm excited, but I just don't really care, man. I don't know if it's part because my boy passed away, or that I'm just so into the Thunder and what we're doing that I'm just not. And Oklahoma State's
Yeah,
not that good this year. Even though, by the way, congratulations to my Cowboys, 2-0 in the NIT, 2-0 in the NIT, and I'm mad because I done went to the game Saturday if I didn't know we were playing in Dallas.
wow.
Played SMU. I said, oh hell, I done went down to that game. You know, if I didn't know we were playing in Dallas, that's a hard trip to do. Let me call them and get me 2 free tickets, and then let me go to Dallas and stay with my friend down there. Let me see. Wow.
Sure.
Let me see. All I got to do is pay for my gas and food and drink.
Not that bad.
Not that bad of a deal. I went
Not
down
that
if I'd
bad.
have known. I could have did.
No.
Plus, I got off at noon on Saturday. Man, come on, Nathan.
Man.
Spent the night in Dallas. I don't know if I'd have made that 7 a.m. Opening deal at the game on Sunday morning.
Well, I could tell you exactly what you would have done that you shouldn't have been doing.
What's that?
Drink some alcohol. You shouldn't have been doing that, but you would have. Probably did it anyway.
I would have drank. Well, especially if the commander and Kimberly went, yeah, I would have drank. Because those two are horrible influences on me, Nathan. Those two make me drink.
Don't blame.
No, the commander, he does. He's a horrible influence.
How old are you, man? Come on, peer pressure ended at like.
Since
like
he was my roommate, he's made me drink.
He didn't make you do anything. You do it yourself. There's always a choice, man. There's always a choice in life.
Have you been around him?
I know. Yes, I have.
Okay.
Some of the
so do you get to say no? Do you get to say no?
Well, I can't because I work for him. But if he's good, no, but he wouldn't put me in any position he knew I didn't want to be in.
Oh my God! Well, he's already said something. What the hell did he say? I know he said something. What did he say?
No. He's not. He's in his office. He's not even paying attention to me.
He says he didn't use his coach's challenge until he needed it with a minute to go. Did he forget to waste it in the first quarter?
Dude, did you? Speaking of stupid, are they talking? They talking about Ty Lue last night? Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about?
Oh God, I tell you, I said he used his timeout early. Dagno out-coached him last night. Good call, Randy.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I don't think Nathan.
I
don't think he knew. He didn't know he had one timeout left because right after that he looked up and was like, the look on his face, like, wait, what? I don't have any more timeouts.
Yes, I know.
But I think at that time, what everybody forgets, Zubac was screaming about getting fouled and no call.
Yeah. Right.
Norman Powell right before that, and both of those plays involved SGA. SGA blocked Norman Powell's shot, hit him in the nose accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Then right after that, that's when Zubac got held by SGA and he slapped the ball away, and they didn't call anything, and he was going crazy. So
I know you don't care, but you know what Michael Cage said there?
What?
He said, "Oh, that wasn't no foul." And then Chris Fisher, actually, to his credit, said, "Yeah, I think they have a case."
It was a foul. Yeah, it was a foul. It was a foul. No question. Now, did he? Only thing he did is he slapped the ball all the way clean, but he did grab Zubac.
Yes, he did.
He did grab
it. But dude, he was getting killed on the other end.
I
mean, dude, that Chris Dunn guy on that one play, he fouled him like 4 times before they called the whistle.
Yes.
My goodness.
But Nathan, as I said earlier, if you're guarding somebody, they're gonna let you hit them, or you're not going to.
That's right. No, you keep going. That's right until they blow the whistle.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what the commander sent me that text. I didn't see it until just now, but yeah, he did. He just one thing. I thought he outcoached Ty Lue last night. I thought he did.
Which is a step up.
But I agree. But you know what? The thing is this. is that when you look at the scene, I got here. This is my thing with him. Okay, with 8 minutes to go, the score is 88-87 with 8:08 to go.
Okay.
Okay. He doesn't put SGA in for another minute, and the score is 90-91. There was a timeout, and instead of putting SGA in the 8-minute mark, he waited until we were down one, then he put him in.
That's par for the course, right?
I'm like, dude, it's a timeout. It's a minute,
Mm-hmm.
and a minute cost. It to me, it's stuff like that drives me crazy. Now I know he knows what to do because there's other games, Nathan, you and I talk about. He does it.
He does it.
That time he puts him in with 9 minutes or 8 minutes to go. It's like, dude, what are you doing? 30 seconds, 45 seconds is not going to. What did he put him in at?
It was like 7:08.
7:08. Yeah, it was a minute.
Something like that.
Yeah, minute. Really?
Yep.
There's a timeout. The score.
Well,
we're struggling to score, and you're going to wait to put him in.
I like when he coaches. He coaches well when his pet project is hurt.
Yeah, he does. He really does. He coaches a lot better.
That's right, because he don't have a choice.
Right. That's a good point.
When Chet and him, dude, I'm telling you, with Chet and SGA on this team, yeah, J-Dub is a great player, and don't get me wrong,
he's three.
Whatever.
He's three.
Or whatever.
He's third. He's three.
But you know what? Your predict or your statement or your fact statement or whatever you want to call it, we can win without J-Dub. We can't win without SGA.
We can win. We can win without everybody but one guy.
Yes. So look at the record since J-Dub has been hurt. Have we even lost a game?
No, we have not lost. We have not lost since he got hurt.
And if SGA is hurt that same stretch, we lose all those games.
Yeah. Maybe not all of them.
Maybe not Charlotte and whoever else.
Maybe the Sixers, because we beat the Sixers with a B squad.
Well, SGA did sit that game. So, there's your answer there. But, you win. You go 2-6, 2-4, whatever.
Yeah, you're not winning. And the whole thing is this: without Jokic, the Nuggets are 2-2.
Well,
with Jokic being out these last 4 games, they're 2-2.
What is going on with Cleveland?
They played against the West. They came out west.
Yeah, okay.
They came out west. They got beat by three Western Conference teams back to back to back. It's the West, and the teams you're playing are trying to win. It ain't like you're in the East where you're playing the bottom. These guys are trying to move up, trying to be in a play-in game. They're trying to play. This is the West.
Yeah,
that's what happened to Cleveland. They came out and got their brains bashed in. But this is the thing also. They're now back to the East. They don't have anything really. Their schedule is pretty easy. And everybody talks about the Thunder having a tough schedule that you and I just went over. If we don't go 8-3, I don't know what the hell. How are we not going to go 8-3 in our last 11?
Right.
Let's pull it up.
Yeah.
Let's pull it up, Nathan. Let's count them. Okay. Let's count them here.
Let me pull the schedule up right quick.
Here it is. Kings, W.
That's the win.
Grizzlies at home.
That's a W.
Pacers at home.
That's a tough one, but that's a W.
Bulls at home.
Man, I don't know.
We're talking about Oklahoma City.
I know, but they always play us tough, man. They beat us here last year at the end of the year. Remember that?
Yeah, but that's because nobody was playing.
I guess I'll go W.
I'm going W. Pistons at home.
We win that one.
I think it's going to be closer, but I'm going to give us an outside deal. So that's 5. At the Rockets.
Man, I'd say that's a loss.
Okay.
We have a hard time against the Rockets, man.
Then Lakers at home twice, back to back. Tuesday.
Probably split the two.
That's Sunday, Tuesday.
Yeah, we probably split.
Okay, that's 6-2. Then Suns at home.
Yeah, we win that one.
7-2, and then we have at the Jazz, at the Pelicans. Those are the last 2 games of the year.
Yeah, it would be better win both those.
I don't think we play. I don't think we play nobody. I don't think we play. I don't think we play. I think we play the G League team. Our G League.
Yeah, you're right. So we might go 0-2 there, but I still think if you played somebody, how many wins they got? By the way, what's their record?
Who's
the Thunder's?
59.
50? Okay, so 65, if we get 65 wins,
59. That's if our last 11. You're saying we're going 7-4.
probably, yeah. So we
That's
get 60.
66.
Here's the thing: if we don't have 60, this is just me getting in Presty's mind, just thinking what he's going to do. Since Seattle had 64 win season, was it 64? Is that what I said?
Yes.
They will. If we're 64 wins, we're still at 64 wins in those last two games, which I don't think we will be. But if we are, I bet you he tries to win one of those.
64th win would be, I think, the Lakers. And by the way, that's the game. That second Laker game would be the game that SGA breaks Kevin Durant's record of most consecutive 20-point games in a row.
I thought he was already tied with him.
No. The record.
You sure?
Remember? No, that's Oklahoma City record. The NBA record that he did is when he went to Golden
Kevin
State.
Actually did the record outside of the Thunder.
Yes,
didn't know that.
Remember he did it with Golden State.
Okay, I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah, Golden State.
Is it true that only 8 people in the history of the NBA have done that?
7. He's the 7th.
7. Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the 7th player to do it, yeah.
He any good, you think?
He's pretty good.
Good? Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Clippers, you know that Steve Ballmer, just every time he looks at it, it's just...
Oh, dude, yeah. Especially since last night, you think about...
But you know what, Nathan? Would SGA be the player he is today if he was in L.A. instead of here?
I mean, I say no, but... And I'm not saying it's Dagnall that did it. I'm saying it's Chris
Paul.
Well,
Dagnall did do it. Chris Paul did it.
No, Chris Paul did it. That's right. Well, and, you could honestly say not a whole lot, but a little bit Dennis Schroeder helped, too.
Oh, 100%.
Because that dude, as much as people want to dog on him and as much time as how many times as he gets traded, he's a productive player, man. He's a really productive player.
Yeah. I mean, he was productive at Atlanta.
Yeah.
Then got traded here because of his attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played, I thought he did really good. He was here for what, 2-3 years?
2 years. 2 years.
And I thought he was pretty good. Then he goes to L.A.
Mm-hmm.
And then makes the bonehead moves
down that contract
by not saying $28 million was enough for him to make. And then he
screwed that
$90 million or 80, what was it, $88 million wasn't enough or something like that.
4 for 90, I think.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah.
But he's overall, I mean, he's still to this day, I mean, he's still pretty productive. Who's he playing for? The Nets or somebody?
Yeah, still balling.
Yeah.
Still doing what he does. Now, he plays great for Germany.
Oh, yeah.
He plays great for them. But
he's an underrated defender, too, man, because he will pick you up full court.
Yeah, he and SGA, they go at it, man. God damn. But you know what, though? He played against SGA, so he knows when you practice against somebody, you know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to guard them.
Yep.
Especially when you're older and you're a veteran and he's younger and you taught him some things, you don't teach him everything.
No,
it's like when Reggie Miller talks about Kobe. When he taught Kobe a move and Kobe did it to him, he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you don't teach him everything.
Yeah.
Like my kids, Nathan, I don't play them past the 8th grade, one-on-one. Because then after I stop playing them, I go, okay, here's another move. They go, wait a minute. Why are you waiting till now? I said, because I ain't playing you no more. I didn't want you to use that against me to beat me. Right, now here's the last move that I'm going to show you.
Oh man. Well, see, here's the thing too, Matt. Like I like this team. This is probably my number one team that I've seen. But my second favorite team up till this team was that year. Was 2020 bubble year?
Yeah.
That, oh my God, that team was so fun to watch.
With Gallinari and
Gallinari, Steven Adams, Dennis Schroeder. I mean, your starting 5 was Dort, SGA, Chris Paul, Gallinari, and Steven Adams.
Yeah.
And then your 6th man was Dennis Schroeder. I forget who else was on that team, but that was such a fun team to watch, man.
Yeah, that was a good
team.
You
remember that game? I think me and you were sitting in the lobby down here at the bank where we were having a Christmas party.
We were having a Christmas party. We were watching it. Yeah.
And Schroeder throws Adams throws that full court pass to Schroeder at the buzzer to hit the layup. Oh, man, that was a fun team to watch.
That was a great pass, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
That's a great pass. I love Steven Adams, even though he's a Rockets guy. That's all I know.
Dude, my daughter loves Steven Adams. And she said when he went to the Grizzlies, she's like, I'm not a Thunder fan no more. I'm a Grizzlies fan. I'm like, what?
Dude, my grandson he's ridiculous. That's why I'm taking him to the game that he does not know that we're going to the Rockets and Thunder game. He doesn't know we're going.
Oh, nice.
In Houston. And, he doesn't know we're going. Dude, he FaceTimes with his Rockets pajamas on. Really? Big G, look how beautiful I look today. Don't I look good? And I'm like, man, take that crap off. I don't want to see that crap on. Get that trash off. Then we're talking about the game, and he goes, well, if y'all beat us in the playoffs, I want whoever y'all play to lose. I'm like, wait, what? You want us to lose? He goes, yeah, he wants us to lose to the Cavaliers if we beat the Rockets.
And don't you know it makes your team look better if you lose to the champ?
That's what I told him. He goes, no. He just does not want me to gloat.
Well, let me.
And, I told him, I said, you're 11. I would not gloat about us beating y'all. Yes, I would.
Let me ask you something, because I've never got your perspective on this, and I just honestly don't know.
Okay.
We had this argument about probably 10 years ago when I was working under the bank. It was when Texas won maybe it was as far back as Vince Young. I don't remember. But when Texas won the national championship,
2005.
Yeah, so all the Sooner fans, and I think they won one, or they didn't. No, they didn't win one with what's his name? Did they?
No, they got beat. They got beat by Nebraska with Colt McCoy.
That's right. Yeah. So I had so many OU fans tell me, "Oh, we want Texas to lose. We want Texas to lose." And I thought of it like this: like I get it's your arch rival. You don't want them to win a national championship, but they're also in your conference.
Right.
So doesn't it look better if your conference wins? Then it doesn't matter if it's your arch rival? Yeah, I just don't know.
No, to me, this is how I look at it. I tell people, I want, when OU and Texas were in the Big 12, I want them to win every game.
Right.
I want the whole Big 12 to win every game, because it makes us look better when we beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it makes your conference look better. So that's crazy to think you want the opposing team to lose. That's dumb. Because then when you beat them, it doesn't make you look good. It doesn't help you at all later. You want the opposing team and every team in the Big 12 to beat the crap out of everybody except you.
Right.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
you want the outside conference record to be glowing. I mean, when you look at the Big 12 and in the NCAA, what they've done.
Yeah.
The year in and year out, the Big 12 has been the best conference in the NCAA. Have been the best conference basketball-wise for I don't know how many years in a row, kind of like the SEC football. But now this year, and I was arguing with a guy yesterday for Saturday. He goes, SEC. I go, no. The Big 10 was better than the SEC this year, bro.
Yes.
In football. I said, you're tripping. The Big 10 was better than the SEC in football.
Yes, they were.
I said, I know he's a Georgia guy, so that's why he was saying he's Georgia fan. So you're not going to argue with those guys because they have a different level of mentality, not normal mentality.
Well, it's just like arguing with OU fans about Alabama.
Yeah.
They never want to acknowledge other teams' greatness.
Yeah.
You got to.
You got to.
Yeah.
All right, brother, I'm out of here. I got to go beat up some kids at training here in a little bit. So
hey, don't teach them everything, okay?
I won't. They're young. These are my young. These all none of these kids these are all sixth graders.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't teach them everything I need to teach them until the end of their eighth grade, going into ninth grade year. Then I teach them. That last summer. Yeah. Before that, you can't beat me, bro. I'm undefeated. In 15 years, I've never lost. And guess what?
Coming.
No.
Hey, Father Time.
No.
Father Time's undefeated, man.
I have one. I have two kids that have a lead over me. Okay, but we never finished the game, so I've never lost.
Right.
And they're still mad. I go, well, Coach, I was beating you. I go, did you beat me or were you winning the game? I was winning the game. That's not beating me. That's just winning the game, and the game got postponed. He goes, yeah, that was 5 years ago. It's irrelevant how long ago it was.
Right.
And the other one was like, yeah, that was 9 years ago. Irrelevant how long ago it was. Right. You didn't beat me. That's all that matters. They get so mad. They get mad about it. I think it's funny. Myself. That's just me, though.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny. All right, brother. Appreciate you. And then tomorrow we'll be back on. And then tomorrow night, I don't know. What time is the game tomorrow night?
You coming down this week?
Thursday.
Is it the last Thursday?
Thursday, right? Thursday. Isn't it Thursday?
Yeah. Yep.
Let me see. The game tomorrow night is
7 o'clock probably, isn't it?
9 o'clock. It's another late game.
Oh, it's a Western game.
Yes,
right.
it's the Kings.
Well, it's on TNT, right? Too? Isn't it? I think it's on TNT.
Yep, TNT.
Sweet.
Yep.
I always like those games.
Me too. All right, bro. Be good.
Okay.
I'll see you Thursday. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not. If you're gonna be up late, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Yeah, I probably won't make tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
Tomorrow night,
I know you won't. Appreciate you.
All right,
That's my guy, Nathan Taylor of YNB. Yeah, I'm gonna be up. Like, you ain't gonna be on no show tomorrow. What you talking about?
No, not
I know you're not.